Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It is your girl, Miss Honey, here for another power review. More specifically, Power Book 4 Force with Tommy Egan, the superhero of Chicago. This episode is episode 3 of the first season of Force. It is entitled Fire Starters. Before we get into the episode really good, I want to thank everyone who has newly subscribed to my channel. Welcome. Thank you guys so much for continuing to comment and continue the conversation down below in the comments section. Love it. Thank you guys so much who let me know as soon as you get your notifications that you're in like Flynn on all the videos that I drop, as well as the community posts. I also want to remind you guys that I will be redeeming myself over at it's TSF Entertainment. We will be discussing Power again today live over on that channel. You can find that channel, a link to that channel on my community wall. And we will be meeting, if I'm not mistaken, we'll be going live around 12:30 Eastern time. So it was a great discussion last week. If it wasn't for my stupid mic, I would have been on for the entire show, but I kind of fell off and I couldn't hop back in. So this week, yeah, it's going to be different. It's going to be better. And I would love to have you guys down in the comments and, giving your feedback, being the wonderful, smart, intuitive honeybees that you are. And let's just show up. Let's just show up and show them what we do over here, right? That we look at the little details, that we are scab pickers over here. Anyway, we have great fun over there, so I would love to have you guys join us. All right, so, I had so many mixed emotions with this episode. How did you guys feel about this episode? This episode 3 was the first episode where, honestly, I wasn't sure if Tommy could hold an entire leg of this franchise by himself. You know what I mean? Like, can Tommy do this? Can this be, can he hold it down like Tariq? Is there enough going on with Tommy, enough believable stuff going on with Tommy that would allow him to hold down an entire leg, a power leg of the franchise, an entire book to himself? I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Put it down below. But let's get into it. So we pick up right where we left off last week, where Tommy had found the drugs at Liliana's when he was trying to stop her face in, and they actually kind of squashed the physicality of it all and discuss, hey, where'd you get these drugs? And she's like, never mind, woo woo woo, but I got them. And he was like, well, they're gonna be coming after you. And she was like, oh, well, if I had left them alive, they're gonna be coming after me. And he says, no. Whoever is the sponsor behind these drugs are going to be coming after you. Like, this is a lot of dope, right? You got 10 keys. You got 10 whole keys. Like, somebody's going to be coming for their dope. And she was like, I'm not worried about it. Obviously, if you're still in the city of Chicago after you've taken 10 keys of dope, you can't be worried about it. That or you're an idiot, right? So they agree that it would be better for him and her, definitely safer for her, if they form a partnership. Okay. And Liliana agrees. We see where Vic goes down to county lockup, and his boys are in jail down there. Old boy Simon, that Tommy broke his arm in the first episode. He broke it good, like good. Okay, guy's got a cast on his arm, and looks like a soft cast, but his eyes are still kind of swollen. Vic goes and pays the lady off. The bail for all of his men to get out is $9,500. He breaks her off an extra $500 so that they can get out quickly, leaving 10 large on the table to get these men out. When he goes out, Simon immediately starts talking all loud in the police station lobby, and he tells him, "Not here, not now." In this moment, I don't really feel that Vic is giving off a weak vibe. He's giving off a strong air about him. At first, I was like, is that Vic? When I first saw him in the police station standing, I was like, is that Vic? He just was giving us a different energy. But he goes outside with Simon and tells him, why did you guys get locked up? Why did the police pick you up? Like, what? We weren't doing anything. They were just, rolling us, really. And we see Bennigan. We learn his name. He's the black police officer that went into Diamond's shop to kind of like low-key check him in episode 1. Here he is in all his black majesty, and with the last name like Bennigan. I was like, Beginnigans? That's what my kids, my niece and my nephew, used to call Bennigans. The restaurant, they used to call it Begin Again. Can we go to Begin Again's? So here is Begin Again. And like I said, all his black glory. Come to find out, he's in the Flynn's pocket. Well, he tells Vic, after Vic kind of tries to be hard with him about, why did I have to drop 10 large to get my men out? I pay you to protect us and to look away. He was like, dude, it's not my fault. Get your hand off my car. Check yourself. Like, immediately I see the Vic of episode 1 and 2. Like, oh yeah, I thought you had toughened up. I thought I had underestimated you, but I see you're still mealy mouth, jellyback, right? He tells him, you don't have a police problem. You have an alderman's problem, sir. Okay, take it up with the alderman. Even after all it is, Vic still pays the guy. Still throws a stack of cash in the back of the guy's car. Begin Again's. I was like, okay. So we see where Liliana is back at Tommy's spot, and they've got all the dope there. Well, evidently they need to cut it. Cutting and cooking is different. Cooking is a little bit more volatile depending on what you're cooking. And cutting is apparently stretching the cocaine in this really nuanced way where it's still very potent, it's still smooth, it's, slightly sweet and velvety. It just has to be down to the science. Like, people who cook and cut are chemists. They're kitchen chemists, but they're chemists nonetheless. We see this moment where she takes all of her clothes off except her underwear and her tank, and he thinks that she's, pushing up on him sexually. She goes ahead and clears up for him that she doesn't do white boys, right? I don't do vanilla. Okay. I was like, so what are we, Neapolitan? Chocolate? Chocolate. It's chocolate, isn't it? It's probably chocolate. Toot toot. Beep beep. Right? Okay, so and she was like, yeah, you don't want to get this stuff in your clothes, right? But then she doesn't put a mask on. I was like, okay. This is Tommy's new spot. He's got everything he needs. He's got, everything he needs to cut dope. He's got it right there in his new spot. And he's got beautiful leather furniture. I mean, it's just kitted out lovely for him, right? All he had to do was move in. So she starts to cut it up and she asks about Ghost, where is Ghost? And Tommy kind of looks at her like, you don't know. And he's thinking that she's trying to throw him off a bit, but he realizes she really doesn't know because she says, what, do you guys break up or something? And he was like, Ghost is dead. And she was like, what? He was like, yeah, he's dead. And so he walks off and looks out the window and she says, did you do it? I was like, I'm glad you said it, girl, because I was thinking it. Did you do it? And he was like, nah, but I didn't prevent it neither. Tommy is known for his neithers. He will drop a neither where there's supposed to be an either every time, okay? Nah, but I didn't prevent it neither. I didn't stop it neither. So they agree. She asks about what the split is going to be because essentially they have doubled their coke, right? So we started out with 10 keys and at this point we've got 20 keys because we've doubled our product thanks to our kitchen chemist. He wants to give her 70-30, 70 for him, 30 for her. And she was like, nah. You don't cut this dope. I know you ain't gonna cut this dope like I cut this dope. Okay, I'm gonna have your back. I'm cutting this dope and I'm rolling with you, right? Like I'm taking all of the chances with it as well. So it's gonna be 50-50. And I mean, he kind of like, he knew he was taking advantage of her with that 70-30. So he concedes to the 50-50 and they make a toast to Ghost. It's a good moment. We see where Tommy brings JP, his brother, pizza, two pizzas. Okay. And it's a weird setup. So evidently JP is at his granny's, their granny's, Tommy and JP's granny, the one who's in the nursing home, he's at her house and he's slowly but surely renovating her home. They're downstairs for now because all of upstairs has been gutted, right? And he's doing all of the work himself. I don't know. Does anybody else feel like this whole JP piece of this season, this series is I don't know, it seems forced. It seems more like a wedge than it does a story arc, right? Is it just me? I mean, it's odd. I don't know. It's odd. Anyway, let me just tell you guys how it went. So yeah, weird setup. He says Tommy learns that his granny, he says, well, who's paying for Granny to be in the home? He was like, I don't know. I just assumed it was some type of trust. And so Tommy was like, who would set a trust up? And JP's like, well, I don't know. Maybe she did it. And he was going to say, why don't you ask her? And Tommy was like, I'm not asking Kate for Jack. Okay. Kate is dead to me, basically. He said it Tommy fashion. Basically, I ain't asking that be or nothing, right? And JP's like, I understand that. then he goes and he shows Tommy where growing up, his granny used to mark his height off, and how even though they never really, JP and his dad never really were together there, I guess. When they came there to Granny's house, Granny had already been put in the home. So JP's dad and Granny wasn't necessarily close or kept in touch. But at some point, JP was there at the house because he was on the wall with the height and all of that. So maybe at some point, Kate had both JP and Tommy there at her mom's house. Like, get what I'm saying? Like, it's, and I know there's people that are gonna just regurgitate it like it makes perfect sense, but am I the only one? Like, am I the villain? I'm not the villain, am I? Am I the drama? No, I'm not the drama. I mean, doesn't it seem odd? You know, how do you have her home? How is the home yours, but you don't know who's paying for her bills? How did you get this house? Like, is there a mortgage? Or if y'all came afterwards, who gave you the key? Like, what's happening here? What's going on? What's going on, JP? You giving Tommy's little breadcrumbs that continue to tie him in some sort of way to this family, make him nostalgic and tenderhearted for this family. At the same time, you're also giving him little breadcrumbs to ingratiate him to you as a brother. But you only have this cursory knowledge of what's really going on with the family as a whole, period. But you got the woman's home. You in here renovating the woman's home. Where is your sick daddy? Is he in the hospital? Is he in his own spot laid up? Is he in a home? Is he upstairs in the gutted area? Down the hall? Like, what's tea? What is tea, JP? Huh? You got this son out here, right? Okay. Who looks way older than 16. But I digress. And you gonna go in your pocket and pull out a knot, the same knot that Tommy gave you. You gonna give it back. This don't feel right. This doesn't feel legal. And Tommy was like, hey, I've owned laundromats and other businesses. My partner and I sold all the businesses. He went, split it 50-50. I came to Chicago and he went down south. Down south, right? Tommy, you shady. You shady. If ghost in hell, you going too. You shady. So Tommy says, hey, what's your number? What's your number? I want to help. At this point, someone's trying to give you money back. Now, they're supposed to be desperate for money, but he's trying to give this money back to you. You know, it's feeling a little, it's feeling a little scamish. It's feeling a little scamish, right? You gonna give this small knot back in the hopes to landing a bigger fish. That's what a scammer does. That's what a grifter who is playing the long con does. Huh? Follow me now. Follow me, follow me, follow me. Okay? It's how it goes. Right? At the same time, when he says, give me a number, JP's like, I can't give you a number. It's like, come on. No. I want to give you more money. Give me a number. What do you need, right? Okay. And JP's like, oh, $197,000 and then another 250 almost. Yeah. I would say 400, 425, 425K. Yeah, that'll probably make me whole. Oh, really? You need $500,000 almost to make yourself whole with the bar and your granny's house and wherever your dad is and whatever your dad is going through? This feels like a con. This feels like a con. Period. Is it me? Am I the drama? Y'all tell me what y'all think about this JP situation. Put it down below. Right? Who's paying for Granny's home? Is Tommy a part of a Irish mob and they're taking care of Granny? Like, I don't. Is that who his family is? Is he a part of the Flynns and he don't know it? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on. And that is the height and the breadth of what we see of JP this episode. We actually see JP's son more than we see JP in this episode. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Put it down below. Okay? Something is not right with JP. It's fishy. There's a dead cat on the line somewhere. Trust me. Okay? We see where Diamond and Jannard have this great conversation about rehabbing the local baseball park and making it nice like the white folks got it over there up north. And it's a great conversation. They both play baseball. They both are out there playing baseball, hitting the balls around. And we see where Jannard is really pushing Diamond to come against Tommy. Like, the old Diamond would have snuffed Tommy out. It wouldn't have him still here around our city sniffing around. You know, and so he's kind of encouraging, even though Tommy saved his life twice now. Jannard, twice. You pushing your brother to get rid of this dude. It is the perfect example of a hater, jealous hearted. Like, those type of individuals can't be trusted, right? They're liable to do anything in order to take you down a peg or two, right? This is the vibe I'm getting from Jannard. Also, there's something going on with the actor's eye, right? Like, does he have a lazy eyelid? There were moments when I could see the eyeball when he was looking, but I see they shoot him a lot from the good eye side. And the other eye just looks like he's got a really droopy eyelid, right? So maybe I'm the only one that noticed. So the conversation gets heated, and Jannard once again decides to usurp himself, right, over Diamond. Maybe not usurp, but assert himself over Diamond. Little different, the little nuances of the differences between the words, right? He's going to assert himself. Diamond has always been the big dog. Diamond has come back in and fallen right back into being the big dog. And Jannard wants to be acknowledged as a formidable foe, a big dog himself, right? And the way he is doing this is barking louder and being more aggressive and more in your face than Diamond in the incident. And it's coming across like, look at me, look at me, look at me, right? Like, he's kicking up dust, you know, he's beating his chest. He's doing all of these things to say, you know, I am a formidable foe. I am to be feared. I am to be revered as the leader of this tribe, basically, right? It's all of that. It's all of these gestures and movements that says, view me as a leader, value me as a leader. It gets so heated that he takes the baseball and literally throws it at Diamond's head, and Diamond ducks. At the same time, we see Begin Again in his car videoing the whole exchange, right? Can't hear the dialogue, but he can see the gestures, and he knows from afar that it looks like an argument. It looks like dissent. Begin Again is going to be a problem. He's a cute problem. He's a handsome problem, but a problem nonetheless. Okay. So Tommy's got a map of the biggest players in Chicago and what area they're in. Basically, the CBI Diamonds crew runs the entire South Side. Okay. And then white folks run up north. I forget who they said was in the middle. I don't know if that those are the Hispanics or what, but it seems like in the middle or east and west is the Hispanics, Latinos, right? And north are the Flynn's and other white factions, and then the entire South Side is the CBI, right? Okay. All right. I'll play along. The GBIs are running the entire South Side. There are areas that you can't even drive in, okay, because you're not a part of the group there. So how they got rolled up on and kidnapped, both him and his brother, and mollywopped and forced into into selling drugs, and you run the entire South Side. Okay, let's do it. Let's all right, let's go with it. Liliana wants a little bit of coffee, but they don't have any coffee. So she's got other groups she's got to cut for. Really, Liliana? You cutting for more than one? First, there wasn't no dope. There was no dope in Chicago, right? The cocaine was an undersold market, right? So much so that Jannard is over there buying dope that is so saturated with baby aspirin, it's basically powder, just dust, nothing, made no potency to it at all. But Liliana is got a lucrative career, you know what I'm saying, driving Uber and cutting dope. Okay. That's fine, Courtney. This is what you say it is. This what it is, girl. This what you say it is. This what it is, sis. Okay. I just was asking a question. Y'all tell me what y'all think, right? Am I the drama? Huh? Am I the drama? Am I looking at it too deeply? Am I the only one that sees it? Y'all tell me, huh? Put it down below and let's just move on. So they both take a bump of Coke. So because they don't have no coffee. I know that's what I do. You know, if I run out of coffee, I don't run to the stove. You know what I'm saying? I don't run to the stove. I don't opt to drink tea with caffeine in it. Nope. Nope. I cut into a key. Okay? And okay. Liliana knows about the Flynn's. They pills only. She know about the CBIs. That's the blacks. The Flynn, the whites and the blacks don't mix. She worked with Jannard a little bit. He owe her $8,000. You know. Tommy tell her don't worry about that. He gonna get that back for her. Okay. And he got an in with Samson. Diamond, basically. So we see where Diamond, we talked about that. The Flynn's all sitting around chit chatting, right? Trying to figure out what's what. Okay. Begin again is at least keeping the feds off our behind. So we're not going to push back on the fact that he's being real lazy with his protection and whatnot. But we got to lean in on this alderman guy, okay? Because we paying too much money and we not getting what we need, right? We don't need our boys being locked up, right? It's not good for business. And Vic is like, well, we need to handle this right away. Now, Papa Flynn is just coughing and wheezing and whatnot. They all having a drink. Claudia sitting there. Claudia notices, are you okay? Are you all right? Don't worry about it, Claudia. I mean, she can't partially whistle without somebody saying, shut them up. If she sneezes, they're like, if you don't get your nose together, you know what I'm saying? They keep her in check. They keep her suppressed and oppressed, right? She can't get a word in edgewise without somebody shushing her and silencing her and sunning her and dismissing her. And Claudia has had it. She has had it. I promise you, if Papa Flynn passed out right in front of her, she gonna take her lily white time calling the doggone ambulance. I promise you, she is not gonna be like, daddy, daddy, daddy. She gonna be like, Father, are you okay? Are you all right, Dad? You sure, Papa? Let me get an ambulance for you, Dad. Okay, I'll be right back. Hold on, Dad. All while sauntering and taking her time. Okay. He tells her that he wants her to go and talk to the alderman, right? And she says, Dad, our numbers are down. We got to do something about this. Listen, you go and talk to the alderman. She was like, why don't you send brother to go talk to the alderman? The brother doesn't look good in a skirt, the dad says. Go up there, dress sexy, look cute, and get him to give you a final number and not budge from that number. I was like, I'm sick of this. We got to get this alderman in line. And she's like, but Dad, I really think that brother would be better for this. And he was like, do what I tell you to do, and you do whatever you got to do. Take him to dinner. You do whatever you got to do to get him back in our pocket. And when she walks off and he says, Bunny, put a little sugar on it. You're sending your daughter out. You're hoeing your daughter out. I mean, it's so the height of disrespect. And then for you to do it right there in front of her brother, you know what the implications are. It's perpetuating her oppression, and it's locking her in. You know what I'm saying? It's like knocking a dog over the snout, or back in the day we used to call it fronting. You know what I'm saying? You trying to front me out, right? Like you embarrassed her and belittled her and diminished her. Okay, not only we're asking her to do this, but even in front of her brother. It was so disrespectful. It was so disrespectful. And everything in Claudia's body language says that she regarded it as disrespect as well. But it's okay. It's all right. Don't go down in front of her though, Daddy. Don't you do it. We see where Gloria is going to a gravesite. Evidently, it's her mom. She's got a beautiful new headstone there. Vic bought it. And basically, he wants her to be patient and wait for him to grow a pair. He tells her that he's seen her with him, meaning Tommy. I've seen you with him. And she was like, is that why you bought this headstone? your mom was the only one that gave us her blessing. And she was like, yeah, after I talked her into it and told her that you would take good care of me, she gave you her blessing. I was like, how long your daddy been, your husband been dead, ma'am? Because it seemed like you was real entangled with Vic. Real entangled with Vic. I don't know. I got my good eye on that too now. Okay, so Tommy and Liliana go to meet Walter and Paulie. And to me, the best conversation, the best dialogue in this entire episode was the conversation between Liliana and Paulie. Because Tommy walks up and Walter and Paulie are talking about why Tommy is still there. Paulie wants to snuff him out. Walter says, let's hear him out first and then let's kill him. He kind of dismisses Liliana when she walks up. Y'all know that's Walter's thing. Now, if it's a woman in the room, diminish her in whatever capacity you can. And Tommy and Walter go to walk off and have conversation. And Liliana and Paulie stand there and have conversation. And he said, what happened to your face? And she said, I cut myself shaving. And then he says, what are you doing with this a-hole? Talking about Tommy. And she said, what's a Polak, which is a slur, racial slur for a Polish guy, and a Mick, which is a racial slur for an Irish guy. What's a Polak and a Mick doing hanging out together? He starts laughing. Now he's turned on a little bit. He says, do you always answer a question with a question? She said, do I? He says, do you want to have dinner with me? And she said, You shaved that mustache. I feel you. I feel you, Liliana. I feel you, Liliana. I know what you're trying to say. I know what you're trying to say, girl. She said, I do not want no stash burns. Okay, so it's a good conversation. And equally so, the conversation between Tommy and Walter is a good one as well, where Tommy lays it all out for Walter, and Walter kind of pushes back and says, why don't I do all of this with the blacks? And Tommy says, you don't do business with the blacks. Come on now. And Walter says, you got some set of balls on you, don't you? And he says, balls get you in the room, but brains keep you there. I was like, okay, Tommy. Good moment. Good conversation, right? Good banter. So Tommy feels like Tommy has sold it. Next we see Tommy and Vic. They on their first run. They going to see this guy named Colin, and they gonna sell him the dope. But Colin is geeked up, and he got a girl there in his condo. I'm talking about a beautiful condo. He also got a bodyguard, Fat Tony, right? Everybody got a bodyguard, but Tommy, Diamond, yeah, Vic. So he goes in there, and the guy is so geeked. Like, he is so lit. He's dope to the gills. He's got what looks like a .357 Magnum. I mean, it's a huge gun, and it looks like a revolver. And the girl is kind of strung out. She's like, what did you give me? Yeah, so it's supposed to be like this kind of standoff, gun, everybody's got a gun in everyone else's face except for this woman who's this close to ODing. The Colin guy is raging, like he is out of it. He's going to kill somebody. He's going to shoot somebody. You know what I mean? They're not walking off. They're not allowed to disengage. Who is Tommy? What is Tommy doing there? What's going on? Where is my dope? It is like this super, super heightened type situation. And Fat Tony, who looks really good and slim, apparently he's been doing keto, gets quickly disarmed, and Tommy has the gun at, you know, to his head, and Vic has knocked out Colin, and he's down on the ground, and he's got the gun in his mouth. Apparently, Fat Tony's not about that life. He's got 4 kids. So Tommy decides to let him live, but get this junkie out of here, get this girl out of here and take her out. Okay? And they take the money and the dope, and Vic kills Colin. You know, Tommy tosses him a pillow to silence the gun, and he kills Colin, right? Because that was a major, major, major infraction, pulling a gun on the plug. The load, I'm not sure which one Tommy was in this. So we see these moments from Vic where he can looks like he can be strong, but we know with any amount of pushback, he just folds. We know without Tommy's guidance, he probably would have gotten killed in that situation, right? He probably would have got the dope and not even left there with the money, right? You know, got the dope taken and didn't get any money, right? But Tommy was with him. It's supposed to give this feeling of like a caper, but I don't know, it kind of fell flat for me. It was just odd. One of the best scenes I've ever seen was it Lobos and his sister? I might be getting things confused with Queen of the South, but I think it was Lobos and his sister. They had 2 people there who, in front of them, who was supposed to be selling drugs for them. It turns out they were junkies, and they had this baby, and he and his sister killed both of them right there in this all-white penthouse condo. Kills them, takes the baby, and his sister raises the baby. I mean, every time we saw them after that, they had this baby, right? Like, it's just, the baby was hers now. Like, it was brutal. It was everything we needed, you know, in this whole drug dealer game moment, right? Anywho, this scene fell short for me. It was good, but it fell short. We get to see where Tommy goes to see, well, they go back to Walter, Tommy and Vic, and he was like, why do you still have the dope? Like, I've got to call Colin and set this back up. And he says, no, you can't reach Colin. He said, why don't you let me set up a meet between you and CBIs, right? I don't want to meet with the blacks. Listen, we need to do this. We need to do this, Tommy says, and let's just hash it all out and talk about it and, you know, make this money, get this bread. And Walter concedes. Then we see where Tommy goes to see Diamond and Jannard, and they're at the boxing gym. And we see JP's son there. He is Jannard's, I guess, right-hand man. And Tommy lays all the groundwork. He schmoozes with Diamond. It pisses Jannard off, right? Jannard wants Tommy snuffed. He wants him gone, right? He continually sees Tommy as a threat. He doesn't see his ally and unification with his brother, you know, maintaining a strong bond with his brother as his greatest asset. Instead, he sees Tommy as a threat. right? So in other words, when you feel that there's a threat from outside, you fortify your ranks, right? You fortify your own security. You don't whittle away at it. You don't weaken it from the inside with insecurity and low and low esteem, self-esteem. And you certainly don't have continual public discourse with your brother, right? But Tommy don't get 3 words out before Jannard is like, what the duck are you doing here? What the duck do you want? You know what I'm saying? Shut your ducking mouth. We're not sitting down. You know, Diamond is just thinking about it, and he's probably going to ask a couple of more questions, but Jannard just jumps in. Woof, 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 woof. You know what I'm saying? Stay out of my yard. Stay away from my people. Get off of this street. You know, woof, woof, woof. And Tommy's like, grown folks are talking. It's this type of condescending attitude, dismissive attitude that just escalates the situation. But Tommy knows what he's doing. He's driving a wedge between Diamond and what he considers to be his weak spot, which is Jannard. Now, mind you, Tommy's had the same sort of sibling dynamic with Ghost. The difference is he and Ghost always talked offline. Very rarely did we see Ghost and Tommy go at it publicly, right? Especially not in front of people that they didn't know, didn't trust, the whole nine, right? They always wanted to give sort of a united front. We don't see that with Diamond and Jannard. Okay, so it escalates to the point where Diamond tries to kind of calm Jannard down. Jannard woofs up at Diamond. Second time in the episode, he has escalated in this aggressive way and puffed up, right? You got your boy right here who's your wingman, JP's son. You got this white boy that you feel less than because he's had to pull your butt out of the fire twice now. And you got your brother here who you feel like is not showing you no respect at all in terms of being a leader. And so you barking and pulling at your chain and woof, 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 woof at everybody. Okay? And it just crescendos to this place where they gonna fight over it. Right? You take me down, you can make any decision you want. I'm right now, though, I'm the leader of the CBIs, and until that changes, I make all decisions, and ain't nothing going through, ain't no meetups, ain't nothing happening without me being there or my say so, unless you want to fight me for it. You know, baddest man hit my hand, right? Huh? Okay. Diamond was like, bet, you want to do this? Ain't no going back from this if we do this. He was like, it's already done, son. He climbs up in the ring. And they don't put on gloves. They bare knuckle box. They bare knuckle box for the leadership of the CBIs right there in front of the Lord and JP's son and Tommy and everyone. Right? It was a moment. And I felt a whole bunch of different kind of ways about it. One, I felt a little bit ashamed that my brothers was in there fighting in front of this white man. You know what I'm saying? Bare knuckle fighting with your brother in front of this white man. Like, what? And then Tommy gonna bet on it. Tommy and JP's son gonna bet on it. 500, Diamond win. 500 say, Jannard win, right? And the fighting goes kind of crazy. It's not just bare knuckle boxing. They MMA and they kicking and you know, borderline wrestling, you know, and there's this dialogue. This ain't MMA. This ain't that. It's supposed to be funny and all that. But all I can think about is, are you dudes? You dudes have weathered through your brother being locked up for 15 years. You not only bought a condo for your brother, but you bought a barbershop for your brother, right? Like, y'all finna really do this in front of everybody? I don't. It's off. It's just weird. Well, Diamond does get the best of Jannard and knocks him out. Not knocks him out, but he mollywatts him down to the ground. And just when he's about to take that last blow that probably would have knocked him out or really seriously hurt him, he pulls up. Tommy wins the money. And he tells told Diamond, say, what about the meetup? And Diamond was like, let's do it. Set it up. So we see where Claudia goes to meet with the Alderman a-hole, and he's condescending, he's insulting, he's wildly inappropriate. He tells her, yeah, you and I have a lot in common. We both like to eat meow. And she is just like, is it me? Is it me? Or is everything with something dangling between their legs disgusting? Gross. And oppressive and diminishing. Like, is it me? Is it me? So he tells her, I'll charge you guys whatever I want to charge you. Whenever I want to charge, there's nothing you can do about it. If you want your guys to stop being picked up, you're going to pay me whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want it. And she was like, okay, I see your balls. And she reaches down into her skirt, and takes out her own sack of nuts and boom, throws it on the table. She was like, your daughter, huh? Your daughter that goes to private school, huh? Yeah, She looks real good, real nice and neat and clean in her uniform, and she shows him the picture on her phone. She said it would be a shame if she got dirt on it, right? And he was like, the price will stay the same and I'll keep the protection going. She was like, yeah, I thought you would. And just like I was thinking, she said, not with a map, not with a manual, not with YouTube instructions, would you ever know your way around a piece of meow, sir. And then she got her giant sack of balls, baby, and slung them jokers over her shoulder and walked up out of there. I was like, see, this what I'm trying to tell you. Claudia's the real queen pin of this whole show. I don't know why we playing around with this Walter Flynn situation. Okay? I don't know why we playing around with it. Here is an opportunity for Courtney Kemp to really bring something new and fresh to this whole drug game situation and make them queen pins. Queen pins, baby. Queen pins. So we see where at the meeting it goes horribly, racistly, if that's a word, wrong, right? Horribly, racistly wrong. And thanks to Flynn, it was a complete waste of time. He was racist and accusatory and supremacist. It was just horrible. And it kind of pissed me off that once again, it looks like Courtney or the writers was writing Diamond's character in a way, in this weak perspective, right? Like, if we could have got like some retro moments where maybe we could have seen Diamond back in the day. He goes to leave. Tommy kind of tries to stop him. He comes back. Flynn continues on with this supremacist, belittling conversation. It wasn't even conversation, rhetoric. Something happened to Paulie's wife that had nothing to do with with Diamond. He's mad at Diamond. And Vic is trying to say, Dad, let's just, and he's shushing Vic. Walter is shushing Vic. I've got more supremacy, okay, to exact on this ninja. Okay, shut up. And Diamond's like, you put 9 of my men in the ground. He was like, I would have put 19 more in the ground if I had the opportunity, right? Just disrespectful. Finally, Courtney and the writers allow Diamond to walk out of the conversation. You get what I'm saying? Is it me, right? Am I looking at it from this jaded perspective, or are we seeing the black characters seem to be in this sort of buffoonery standpoint? This whole scene was just egregious. It went on way longer than it needed to. And it was just, I don't know. It was so, y'all tell me what y'all think about this scene. Tommy says, Flynn, you had a chance to do something that matters here. Okay, Tommy, it's drug dealing. It's okay. Wasn't changing the world. Wasn't going to feed the homeless. It's just going to poison a whole bunch of people with dope, right? You had a chance to do something that matters. You ruined it. This is on you now, right? He walks out and Vic is like, Dad, we needed this money. We needed to make this move. You know what I'm saying? So we can come out of the Stone Ages and really get down into this drug game. And he tells his son, Vic, the Polish and all these Italians, nobody, they will cut us off if we do business with these black people. So you never had any intentions on doing business with Diamond and Nose. You brought him there to belittle him, berate him, and exact your white supremacist bull crap on. Completely unnecessary, Courtney. It's completely unnecessary. It was as unnecessary as you showing us what a great white guy Tommy is with the cops, and what a scared little rabbit Diamond is with the cops. Like, it's kind of pissing me off a little bit. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that, and y'all put that down below. I'm running a little long, so let me just wrap this up. So Vic is infuriated with his father. Tommy, like I said, lets Walter know, and then he goes outside and he apologizes to Diamond. I didn't know it was going to go this way. And Diamond said, I did. Well, why would you show up? Anyway, I guess they both wanted to show Tommy that he has to play by the rules. These are the rules in Chicago. If you don't play by these rules, you don't play. And Tommy's like, I don't have to go by these rules because I'm not from Chicago. I was like, So it don't matter how many people get killed because you trying to take over Chicago. But that's fine. Whatever. So Tommy leaves the meetup, and he is being surveilled by what is clearly federal agents, it looks like to me. And he kind of checks them. He sees them in his rear view. He doesn't see a G-Wagon pull out behind him. When he peels off, it starts to rain. And it's Claudia. So she gets around him and cuts him off, and they have this conversation. It had a little sexual tension in it. It was very cat and mouse. Again, she already had her balls out from the lunch with the alderman a-hole. And so when she gets out of the G-Wagon, she still got them slung over her shoulder, right? She's twirling her keys in the other hand. And they have this banter where they kind of, he knows about her, she knows about him, he's sizing her up, she's sizing him up. And it was almost like they were going to side with one another at the same time. it seemed like they were squaring off too. And she walks off. It's kind of flippant. Like I said, there was some sexual tension there as well. And basically she was like, I'll show you. And he was like, I'm looking forward to it. Right? It was this weird moment. I really don't know what the purpose of it was, but okay. We see where Tommy and Claudia's balls weigh about the same. We see where Claudia is moving forward with her own kind of takeover with the synthetic diet pill reject, which is like 2 grains away from being actual cocaine. And the Asian lady that she was with, she is a chemist. And it was her product that she developed for a pharmaceutical company when they realized it was 2 grains away from being actual cocaine. And they told her to take your chemistry and go. So she takes all of her products and her formula and she leaves. And so the product that she is still producing and has, surplus of, Claudia is going to sell it. And the young lady thinks, the chemist, they're naked and in bed and having this conversation. Chemist is like, yeah, I'm going to be in business with the Flynn's. And Claudia was like, no. You're going to be in business with me. Okay, the Flynn's don't have nothing to do with this. It's just me and you in this game, and we gonna corner the market, right, with this little product right here. It's a good moment. We see where Jannard is talking to JP's son, and basically he told JP's son he took a dive. He took a dive to split off from Diamond. He says that he knows that half the men gonna go with Diamond and half gonna come with him, but the day's gonna come where everybody's gonna be back under him, and he's gonna take Diamond down a peg or two, right? Like, I don't know if he's talking about Xing his brother out, but he's definitely talking about leading Diamond to believe that he is in charge, but ultimately he is forming a type of coup, okay, to take over. And he's got that eye down now. It looks like it's swollen shut, but it was always a little weird before the fight. So this saddens me because I don't know. It's good drama. It's good drama. It's good dynamics, but still we see where Tommy and Gloria connect parts once again. I'm just worried, is there more to her? What is going on? What's going on? We have this initial idea of who we think everyone is, and then Courtney sort of breaks all of that apart at the same time. It's like a double cross, right? Like you take a regular double cross and you double it, right? This is what she's good at. She's good at putting so many different double crosses and moves in place where not only do they not make sense to the storyline and to the blueprint that she's already laid down before us, but it just doesn't add anything. It doesn't add any depth or texture to the story. And I'm getting that feeling because Vic is going to ultimately go with the GBIs and cross his dad, the CBIs and Tommy, and double cross his dad. Claudia is double crossing really her brother and her father, and she's gonna work with this girl, but it feels like maybe eventually she's gonna work with Tommy as well. Like Jannard is double crossing his brother Diamond. Liliana is antsy about getting these drugs, so she wants to take her half and go, and Tommy doesn't want her to do that. He more importantly wants to know, where did these drugs come from? Because you acting real weird. Who did these drugs come from? And she was like, don't worry about that. I took care of that, but I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. So is he going to double cross her? Is she going to double cross him? Like all of these doubles, right? Y'all tell me what y'all think. I know we went on a little too long today, but yeah, I just, how did you guys feel about this week's episode? Tell me what you think. Put it down below. Don't forget to check out the podcast today. The link is on my community wall. TSF Entertainment is the name of the channel. Around 12:30 noon Eastern time today. I'd love to see you guys there. Until next time, honeybees. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll holla.